Welcome to Baxter Bell Yoga. Once again, I'm in my home studio. It's still COVID-19 lockdown, and thanks for joining me today. Just a couple of quick reminders. Remember, you can now take live streaming online classes with me from anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world, for that matter, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So check out my website for my schedule. I also have some upcoming workshops that are going to happen also on covering some great topics. So that's also listed on my website. So check that out soon. You can also find a link to buy my book, Yoga for Healthy Aging, along with t-shirts at my website, right? There's a trend happening here. And finally, one thing that's not on my website is longer on-demand videos, which you can find from the website on the screen right now. Look for their practice channel, and I've got a lot of stuff stored there, and you can enjoy that from the comfort of your home anytime you want to take a class. All right, without further ado, let's see what our pose of the day is. Okay, today's pose that we're going to work on is a variation of Utkattasana, or powerful pose, chair pose. You're going to want a block for this and just a nice space to work in. And this is going to be a balancing version of that pose, Utkattasana. So one-legged powerful pose is our pose of the day. I'm going to give you a little bit of a side angle so you can see that a little more easily, the pose a little more easily. So I'm going to use a block between the inner thighs, just to create a little more action and stability in the legs than if my one leg was just floating in the air. And then go ahead and bend your knees and just lean a little forward. So we're going to do kind of a shallow version of Utkattasana. I'm going to shift my weight onto this outside foot. I'm going to have my arms out to the side, and I'm going to suggest that you take your toes of your other foot back a little bit, still on the floor, and find your balance there. Then once you feel like you're a little more balanced there, then go ahead and lift that shin bone of that inside leg up so it's about parallel with the floor. So you could just stay here working with your arms to the side. If you feel wobbly, you're going to kind of find that balance again. I'm squeezing in on the block to try and keep the hips nice and even. You could take the arms up and out to the sides. I'm picking a spot to gaze at in front of me that's not moving to create a little more stability for me. And then finally, you could bring the arms up into the more classic version of the arms alongside the head for Utkattasana. Now to come out, I'm going to bring my arms down first, and then my foot, and then go ahead and straighten the legs for a moment. You might take the block out and just give the legs a little bit of a release. Okay, so that's the first side. We're obviously going to do both sides. So let's take the block and place it back between the inner thighs. Adjust the feet so you can have a nice squeeze in the block. And then let's bend the knees. Hips hinge a little bit. I'm leaning forward. So it's a kind of a shallow version of Utkattasana. You could certainly go deeper, but for today we're going to start here. And then I'm going to shift onto that inside foot and take that outside set of toes back a little bit. And I'm going to work there for a moment because already this is balancy. Some of you might just work right here. You could have a chair right in front of you if balance is an issue for you and you're worried that you might fall, right? So take whatever precautions you need to be safe. And then we're going to go ahead and float that shin bone up parallel with the floor. I'm trying to keep my hips even side to side so that I'm not tipping right or left. And then the arms could come up a little bit higher. Finding your balance, they could come up a little bit higher. Finding your balance, you might have to readjust, and then maybe all the way to the total high version. Now I lost my balance for a moment, so I'm going to come back up, rebend that supporting leg, and then bring the arms down first, and then the foot, and then release, and take a moment just in mountain pose to feel both feet nicely grounded. It's really great to come back into a very supported, even position after you're doing that more unstable position of the one-legged chair pose. So that's our pose for today, one-legged powerful pose or one-legged chair pose. Play around with that in your home practice. As you know, improving your balance has great benefits for your life now and down the road. So try to practice balance poses regularly. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and YouTube at Baxter Bell Yoga. Thanks so much for joining me today, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Namaste.